Origins, most definitely one of the most beloved and infamous maps. But is it better than Der Eisendrache, or was Der Eisendrache almost, and if not more, infamous than Origins? Is it better? Which is better, and why? I'm gonna try to be unbiased as possible in this video, but I think it will shine through in parts. So let's get right into it. We'll be ranking these maps on a couple of things: atmosphere, main Easter egg, appeal to the casual players, and appeal to the hardcore players, and much more. And I will be only looking at Black Ops 2 version of Origins and not the Chronicles remaster. With that said, let's get right into it. Let's start with Origins because it was released first. The atmosphere of Origins is set during World War I France with mud and barbed wire all over the place. Trenches everywhere, making Origins feels like it is really set on the western front. With holes everywhere from artillery, you can really feel this map's been shelled to pieces. It really feels like it's set on the western front during World War I. The only problem is the mud can get a bit annoying sometimes, but other than that, it is pretty good. Origins is set at a 115 mining facility with planes flying and dogfights above you, giant robots walking through the map, a tank you can ride on, which unfortunately sounds and looks cooler than it actually is, an old church building destroyed by the horrors of war, and I love this atmosphere so much. Origins feels like it's set in World War I, but it has that zombie spin on it, with the crazy place underneath the map, also known as the Gartha, feeling out of this world, just adding that little perfect zombie touch onto this amazing atmosphere. Then, Der Eisendrache is also amazing. You are in a castle in the Alps. You feel like you're in the Middle Ages almost, with dragons on the walls and paintings on the walls telling the story of the Wolf King, stone paved bridges and the old-fashioned fire pit, but also you can feel the zombies aspect injected into this map with the rocket test going off in the background and the anti-gravity with the soul pyramid under the castle in Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache has an amazing atmosphere, but I think Origins is slightly better in my opinion, but I can see if you prefer Der Eisendrache's atmosphere, but they both have amazing settings. I just prefer Origins because it's set in World War I. Then let's talk setting up. The map Der Eisendrache being significantly easier, with all you have to do is turn on the power switch and then going to each Pack-a-Punch location, which is 3 in total. The only thing I dislike about Pack-a-Punch is that it moves, but that is more of a personal problem. Then you also have the shield and basically jump pads. It is fairly manageable setup for both casual and hardcore players. Origins, however, been a bit more smouldering for casual players, with being 6 individual power switches, and to turn on Pack-a-Punch you must turn on all 6. But luckily the Pack-a-Punch never moves, it stays in the same place, and also having the shield, Maxistrum, shovel, and a lot more for setup. I can definitely see the argument for Der Eisendrache having a better setup for casual and hardcore players, while Origins are a bit too much of a barrier of entry to get into. Now let's talk wonder weapons, both having very iconic wonder weapons, the staves and bows. The staves are probably slightly more infamous, being fire, ice, wind, and electric. Either ice or wind being my personal favorite. Every single one is enjoyable and fun to use. Ice being built by getting an ice gem, digging on snow rounds. The staff upgrade progress being fairly easy with a quick puzzle, shoot the graves, turn the levers, and soul kills. All the staffs and the soul kills. Ice being definitely the best for camping, causing a almost whirlwind effect, slowing down and killing zombies. Then you build the wind staff by going to each robot head, getting the gem, and upgrade, a quick puzzle, shoot the balls, and basically you have your upgrade staff. This one is best for run and gun style of gameplay, which I really do enjoy. It will get you out of pinch no matter what situation you are in. It's basically a thunder gun. Then fire, by shooting down the glowing plane, killing a panzer, turning on all 6 generators to upgrade, a puzzle, 2 soul box kills. This is the best for training, and the electric, probably the most tedious to build and upgrade. Ride the tank to 3 locations, then to upgrade you must turn on all the switches, and even to this day I need a guide for the switches because I can never remember electric stuff. Been pretty good, acting basically as the Wonderwall. All these staffs are almost impossible to upgrade without a guide, but building isn't impossible. I think there are enough clues given for the real detectives to figure out. For example, the wind staff. When you see a robot go over, you notice a glowing foot, and in game if it glows, it blows. So at one point or another, you'll get curious enough and shoot it, and it opens. Then you watch it go past again, but then this time you shoot it and go under the step, and you find the part in the robot's head, which is a perfect game design. Also, with the electric stuff, you go around the map, but you see these glowing parts. They're just out of reach, but then you see the tank. You hop on the tank, and then you realize you can just make it. You jump on and get the parts. That is perfect game design in my opinion. I love the upgrade and building process for every staff except for the electric, with the switches just being annoying and tedious. And then with the bows being slightly different, instead of building each individual bow, you get the set bow and you can upgrade it from there. Now getting soul kills are the dragon head, which yes is granted easier and a lot more fair for the casual audience, but I find this to be very tedious by how slowly the damn dragon eats the zombies. It takes like 10 minutes for every game. So let's start with the lightning, being so much fun. Shoot this weather bane, starting your quest, shoot bonfires, get some soul kills, repeat step 1, run on some anti-gravity, and boom goes the dynamite, lightning lightning bow. Definitely best for camping, but I love using this so much. A lot of fun, and the bows also just look so good and fit in the settings so well. Then the wolf bow. Probably having the best process. Go to the paintings in the right order, which tells a very deep story about the Wolf King, which is super cool and one of my all-time favorite side plots.
Outnumbered and outgunned. Not even his big-ass dogs could protect him.
Then, follow this ghost dog, get some soul kills, and then wolf bow. Again, acting somewhat like the thunder gun, but not as a powerful blast and has significantly more ammo. Looking aesthetically, my favorite out of all of these wonder weapons. Then we got bad bows to build, being void and fire. Fire being very, very tedious and annoying. Go down to the rocket launch area and wait for the rocket to launch and run as quickly as humanly possible and then shoot this rock. But if you stuff it up, well, you're gonna have to wait another 2-3 minutes and then repeat it again until you get it. I hate when you stuff up a step that you get punished this heavily. It is very, very annoying. Then you have to go to the jump pads, shoot them whilst in air, which is very hard, and the jump pads cost $500 each time and they have a cooldown. You are not going to get this the first attempt. You are going to put in about 3 to 5 grand into the jump pads just to complete one step, and it is very, very annoying. Then soul kills, then shoot your arrow into the fireplace, and then you have the upgraded bow. Fortunately, the bow is really fun to use. It basically turns the floor into lava, which is very cool and does a lot of damage, but I hate building this bow. Then the worst out of the bunch, in my opinion, is super annoying. You start this quest by getting crawler kills, which if you're on the high rounds, go swap out your regular gun for a launcher of sorts because you probably have Widow's Wine, and if it's the high rounds, grenades probably won't even turn zombies into crawlers. But fortunately, this is where the gum crawl space comes in handy, but it's a mega gobble gum, and not everybody's gonna have it. Then you have to wait for RNG to get 9 symbols, and you have to do a cipher, and it's just very annoying, and I hate doing it on repeat playthroughs. But it is pretty cool how this bow kills zombies. These skulls slowly kill zombies over by time. Definitely an interesting mechanic. So which is better? In my opinion, it is the staves. I enjoy building all of them except for lightning. I don't like building them, but I don't hate building it, unlike the void and fire bows. Unfortunately for the lightning bow and wolf bow, their peers carry them down. I dare say the wolf bow is my all-time favorite quest building wonder weapon. And Easter egg. Origins having 7 steps, but basically coming down to upgrading all the staves, get a G-Shock grenade, upgrade on the chain, 1-inch punch, and a soul kill. Been fairly fun Easter egg, but unfortunately there's one step in solo which is very, very annoying, in which you have to throw your G-Shock grenade to this one spot on the ground, which is easy in co-op, but solo basically impossible. But a fun Easter egg nonetheless. Then Der Eisendrache is the first ever time we got a boss fight in Treyarch Zombies, with a fairly fun steps, being Samantha Says, building all the bows, some soul kills, and much more. No tedious steps. I really recommend it if you haven't already. You should do this Easter egg. The boss fight being very fun, in which you have to take down this evil keeper, and you get this very touching cutscene with Tank Dempsey. The Eisendrache definitely has a better Easter egg out of these two maps. Both Der Eisendrache and Origins has the same main boss, being the Panzer Soldier, being a almost tank if it were a zombie. One of the best boss zombies ever. Both maps have strengths and weaknesses. I think Origins is more of a hardcore map, having a lot more heavy routines set into it, with the generators, the staves, the Templar zombies, 1-inch punch, and the golden perk bottle. There's almost an infinite amount of things to do in Origins, which can be easily smolder into any casual zombie players, while Der Eisendrache is more of a bridge in between hardcore and casual players, with a very easy setup with power and pack, whilst the bows upgrade steps being complex, making the hardcore community also happy at the end of the day. These maps are both amazing, but I think Origins is slightly better in my opinion, and if I'm going to allow myself to be a bit biased here, I just think Der Eisendrache is a bit overrated in my opinion. I just never find myself wanting to play it that much. Origins always appealing to me and drawing me back in for one more game, but hey, that's just my spicy take. But let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are. All I ask is you just don't break Geneva Conventions in the comments below.